One of the things that excites me about this action step 5 is that the people we're looking for, they're looking for us. I mean, we just got to get good at telling the story about what this opportunity can do in people's lives from a financial standpoint. And so, leading it off, Ruth, leading with the opportunity. You are a natural at this.
Absolutely. I was just excited about the financial opportunity as I was the product. I was blessed with good health at the time, and I wasn't looking for, a life-changing experience on Vemma. But when I saw the results of other people, I got excited about the simplicity of the plan. I got excited about the number of people that were out there looking for an opportunity, and so it made perfect sense to me to address it from an opportunity standpoint first, because I had belief in the product. And so don't be afraid to lead with the opportunity. And we've given some great scripts on how to do that. And the main thing about scripts is just to be genuine. Talk from your heart. If you need to change the words a little bit, do so. Make it feel and flow well from your heart, and you'll have better results that way.
It should really be used as an outline more so than a script, to kind of give you an idea. But it's important that you practice. Attorneys and doctors go to school for years, and then when they start in business, what they call it? Practice. And so you need to take that same philosophy towards this business. Every time you're talking to somebody, you're just practicing getting better and improving constantly. But Tom, when you're leading with the opportunity, what advice, how do you coach your new brand partners?
Well, this is just like Ruth said, it's kind of like rowing a boat, okay? Very important that you got both oars in the water, because if you're only leading with the product, guess what, where your boat goes in a circle, okay? So, but the tendency is, when we talk, of course, in step 3, we talked about 20 people with a health challenge, 20 people that are influencers, kind of product and opportunity. So we're going to begin to work step 4 and 5 that way. But the tendency for a new person is to think, you know what, I'm brand new. I don't have anything to show or to say about this opportunity. I don't have a story. I have no check. I'm just starting. So how can I lead with the opportunity? Well, you can lead with the opportunity. It's not about where you are. It is about where you're going. So the message we try to get across, BK, is to listen to the needs that people have. So first of all, people think, well, I got to know everything about the comp plan. Not true. You only need to know that there's a way to make immediate income and there's a way to make long-term income.
Two-team approach. And I like that, because you know what, the average person knows 2 people.
That's right.
If somebody doesn't know 2 people, I think they've disqualified themselves.
And the same thing as we did with the product here. What do you need to have? You need tools. You need the Vemma voice. You need to have product on hand, and then you need to be able to respond when Ruth and I are talking, and all of a sudden Ruth says something to me about money, or about just wishing they had more time, or something in a conversation. And maybe I respond right away. Maybe I don't respond now, but I call her in a day or two and I say, hey, Ruth, it's Tom. You said something to me the other day. When we were talking, I got to tell you, I couldn't get it out of my mind. When you talked about, remember you were talking the other day about having more time with your family, but you can't do it because of finances. You remember when we were talking about that?
Absolutely.
Ruth, let me ask you a question. If I could show you how to invest a little bit of money every month, maybe about $100 a month in your family's health, and that could turn into additional cash flow, $1,000, $2,000 a month, what would you say?
Oh, I'd be excited.
Well, you know what? I got to tell you, the reason it came to mind was Bethany and I just started something, and I got to tell you, we are excited about what we've got a hold of. We started our own business. And the idea is so simple. It's predicated on 2 things. People want to feel better. Some want to do better financially. And I want to have an opportunity, when it works for you, to tell you what we're excited about.
And I think, Tom, experience has probably taught both of us that you get what you ask for. If your prospecting method is one way and you're asking for people to try Vemma for 30 days with a money-back guarantee, and that's what you get, you have to realize that's what you asked for.
Yep.
What you're talking about is listening and finding the lead-in of where you hear that interest coming from that person. And it doesn't hurt to ask, and just to ask questions and follow the direction of their interest.
Well, and if that conversation develops, if it unfolds and it's going well, I'd say, hey, Ruth, you know what? We've got something going on at our home next Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, and we're inviting some people, honestly, that we like, that we trust, and that we respect. We want to get their opinion. What are you doing Tuesday night at 7 o'clock?
To ask their feedback,
right?
It's flattering to a person.
Yeah, yeah.
And it sets the proper mentality of a home event. It's not a party. It's not something that, the environment should be that you're inviting some close people to take a serious look at something. And you'll be well received that way, other than to put something too far out in the future and maybe set up the mentality that's a party type atmosphere. And what I've seen as the end result of that is if the contact list is too large, they invite 30 and only 5 come, that would be successful. But sometimes we get a new member that thinks about the 25 that didn't. And it's because it wasn't direct enough in the invitation process. And so it comes down to you get what you ask for.
Absolutely. And I'm thinking, if you're thinking today that you're brand new and you're saying, well, wait a minute, Tom, you're saying to me that I'm going to invite Ruth and maybe some other people over next Tuesday. Well, not by yourself, Right. I'm going to make sure that my enroller, my, if you will, mentor, my coach, whoever it is going to be there.
Can call in.
Or can call in if they're at a distance. Absolutely. And so, but the importance of, I don't have to have a financial success story, which came first, the chicken or the egg. I don't have to have a check yet to know where I'm going. I need to be genuine. I need to be excited about this amazing nutritional discovery and what it can mean financially.
And maybe sometimes the invitation coming from third-party success would be great. Hey, a good friend of mine that I trust is showing me an opportunity to create an additional income flow. Would you take a look at it with me? I mean, those are sincere.
I love your feedback.
Those are sincere invitations that remove you from having to present something that maybe you're not ready to yet. That you haven't found that first check. So feel comfortable inviting them to hear that presenter story.
But I think that we were able to position this business model in such a way that nobody is going to think it's a joke. I mean, this is the supplement industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. The networking industry is a $14 billion domestic industry. I mean, what we're doing is a big thing, and the way you present it at the opportunity meeting, with the help of the Reinvent Your Life DVD that acts as the focal point,
the
of
opener,
and then you have either an upline there or on speakerphone, and then you have just people taste the product, and then learn more about how this business can make an impact in their life. It's such an effective and non-pressure way to be able to expand your business.
Well, BK, we don't need to feel ruffled if someone has a skeptical question. They're people who are just looking for some more information. And the truth is, you can use this feel, felt, found method for any objection you get. The most common one probably is it a pyramid scheme? And it's easy to say, hey, I understand how you feel. Until I understood what one was, I felt that way too. But what I found is a pyramid scheme is tied to a commission earned on memberships. And actually, Vemma pays on product purchase, not memberships.
Membership's free.
That's exactly
I'm telling
right.
you, how do you answer that objection, Tom? Is this one of those pyramid deals?
Well, BK, what do you know about pyramids?
I don't know. I know they're bad.
Look like this?
Yeah. Like corporate America.
You know what? Here's how I answer. I've discovered there are 3 things.
Nice to throw it right back in my face, though. Go ahead.
Well, I asked you a question. I want to know. I want to know what you know. I've discovered there are 3 things that distinguish Vemma from any kind of illegal program. Okay, number 1 is product costs. Guy at the top in one of those programs pays the least. Guy at the bottom pays the most. Well, Ruth and I buy the product the same price anybody else does. Okay. Number 2, a lot of those deals, sometimes there's a situation where somebody could buy in, have a more favorable spot. Everybody starts at the beginning, build a left side and building a right side. But the third point is the one I think that's the most powerful, and I call it position independence. And that means that that I could enroll Ruth, and if I enrolled Ruth, Ruth has the ability to go out and to become financially more successful than I am, even though I enrolled her. Meaning, it's completely independent of position. It's based upon effort. So I'm like you. I love objections, questions, because people are really saying, tell me more information. Give me more information.
The information.
Correct.
And when somebody says this illegal pyramid scheme, I kind of laugh and I say, we got long-term agreements with both the NBA and the NHL, and you could imagine the due diligence their attorneys go through before they align themselves with the company. And so we've been cleared at the highest levels of sports franchises in this country. And getting back to the fact that, hey, it's a free membership. All the commissions are based on the sale of products, just like any other product on the marketplace. They just choose to spend that marketing dollar with an advertising agency rather than the person that's talking up the product. And so it's the same core business. Whenever you buy a product, there's a certain amount of dollars that are spent on advertising, and our dollars are just spent on people rather than on magazine ads or television ads. And you got to stop and think about it for a second. If you spent $2 million on a Super Bowl ad, you might think it's clever. But if a friend of yours comes to you and says, hey, you got to check this product out, which is going to have more impact?
Absolutely.
So,
Well, time's another objection.
Sure.
Ruth, I'd love to come, but I got to tell you, Ruth, I am so busy. I mean, we've got so much going on. Honestly, I don't think I've got any time.
Can I answer that one?
Yes.
No.
My dad used to say, if you want something done, give it to a busy person.
That's the answer. How'd you know that?
Go ahead, Ruth.
Well, honestly, I'm glad you brought that up, because when I first heard about Vemma, initially I was not excited about it because I was working a full-time job. My husband was working a full-time job, 2 teenagers. I didn't think I had time.
You didn't even want to take my call.
I didn't think I had time. But what I found is through the nooks and cranny of the day, we can earn full-time rewards with part-time efforts. And so that's what I say to people today who say, well, I really don't have time. I'm not looking for time.
But also, Ruth, in your story, your needs, your desires, the things you wanted to change became bigger, didn't they, than the issue of how busy you happen to be right at that point in time.
Absolutely.
And let's end with this. Even if you can't provide all the answers a person needs to be able to make a decision, stay in touch with that person. I mean, my dad used to say, if you don't make a sale, you make a friend. And we're in the friend business. We're in the relationship business. And forever is a long time, and you never know. The timing for them might not be right. But just ask their permission. Hey, would you mind if I just stayed in touch with you? And who's going to say no? I mean, so just understand that timing is a huge issue with a person's decision for pursuing this Vemma opportunity. And you know what, maybe down the road they might have a health challenge, or maybe somebody in their family has a health challenge, and your name comes to mind. And so make a lot of friends, stay in touch, and make a difference in people's lives. You guys ready to move on?
Let's do it.
Absolutely.